What's up? It's Bill here for Classic Rock and Metal Review. Guys, we're headed to see KK's Priest live in concert, Sayreville, New Jersey. It is March 22nd, 2024. Headed to the Starland Ballroom, a venue I've never been to before. This should be great. And I got a little traveling to do to get here. About over an hour from my place. So, should be a nice drive up the Garden State Parkway. Got some road snacks, Wawa, nice healthy cheeseburger, McDonald's, and the usual assortment of traveling music. Guys, let's head up the parkway together and go see KK Downing and his Priest. The show was March 22nd, 2024, Friday night. Guys, I got a ticket a month or two ago, and then just as fast as I got it, I didn't think I was going to be able to make it because something came up. But literally the afternoon of the show, I found out I could go. The clouds parted, and man, I really needed this one. It's been a long, kind of boring winter. And, you know, I've been to over 240 shows, but not a whole lot lately. In fact, this past October, I saw the Doobie Brothers. That was the first show I was at in almost a year. And that's already been 6 or 7 months. So, up the parkway for me, over an hour trek. Passed by PNC Bank Arts Center, Holmdel, New Jersey. I didn't film that, but kind of caught me off guard. I wasn't able to. But good to know that I'm closer than I thought to that venue. That was a real schlep from Philly, but from where I'm at now, it's not too bad. So the last time I was at that venue, Black Sabbath's last tour, 2016, VIP experience for that one, man, and that was a great time. You know, the concert was decent. It wasn't awesome for me, as much as just the whole experience, the little 3-song set they do for VIPers. That was great. Well, man, we made it. Let's go in and check out the show scene here. Starland Ballroom, Sayreville, New Jersey. Guys, to give you a brief rundown, it was my first time attending it, so I'll tell you, I love the place. It's just like a big club in a weird spot. It's kind of in an industrial park. Only a few miles from the parkway though, so that's convenient for someone like me. The setup inside, you filter into the main room from the rear, sort of stage right, through that small lit entryway in the center of that photo right there. Everyone comes in through that narrow sort of entryway. The merch is on your left as you walk in. I didn't take a picture of that. I don't know why. I usually do, just to show you guys and so forth, but forgot to. Multiple bars inside, for the win, with some decent IPAs to pick from. Not a ton, but enough, you know. Never took me long to get a drink. Everyone there friendly, the staff and the crowd alike, all good that way. The biggest bar is in the rear, which is where I took these couple of pictures. Here's stage right, KK's side, and then here's the stage left. I'm guessing this place had 1,000 or 1,200 people in it max the other night. I read 2,500 online because of capacity. I don't think it could be that much, but I don't know. I'm not great at estimating that stuff. But enough of that. On with the show. There were 3 bands. The opener, Burning Witches. They did 6 songs, roughly a half an hour. I caught half of their set, and I thought they were pretty damn good. I enjoyed them. Pretty good metal, great looking. I mean, what's not to like about that? And man, the style's a lot like KK's Priest, really, like a combination of the classic 80s metal and some touches of the newer metal in there, the guitar harmonics and newer sound and style, but pretty good fit with KK's Priest in my opinion. Kind of reminded me of Trouble's guitar tone in a way, down-tuned a little bit, just reminded me of their guitar, the sound of it. Tempo changes similar to Trouble too. LA Guns, I admit this was a band I ignored back in the day. Were they posers? Were they glam? With Guns N' Roses wannabes? I mean, does it matter? If you're one of those 3, then I'm not into you. So I just never gave them a chance back in the day. But I got to admit, they were a decent little 2nd out of 3 bands kind of situation, right? 3 or 4 of the songs I watched before going to check out the merch, honestly. 2nd song in, I think it's Electric Gypsy. That was really great. And I might have heard that once or twice before, but that was great. The following song, Over the Edge, that was pretty damn good too, got to admit. After that, I kind of lost interest in them, but they were decent enough and had their fans there. I know there's two versions of LA Guns out there. This is Tracy Gunn's version, and I overheard somebody say he's the guitarist on the right, which I would have never known myself. About halfway through their set, I decided to walk around a little more, check out the merch again. Met some dude, Jeff, there. Him and me were talking music for a good 10 minutes. He goes back to the 70s with concerts, at least late 70s. I think he said The Who, 79 was his first show. We were talking a lot about Rainbow, Dio. He was at the Long Island gig when they filmed the Black and Blue concert film. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, always nice meeting those brothers from other mothers at these kind of things. And LA Guns wrapped it up after about, I think, 9 songs, 40 or 45 minutes for those guys. Then this is where I make my move. That band leaves the stage. I get my way up as close as I can while everyone else runs for a beer and goes to the bathroom. I do that during LA Guns' last song. I was up about probably 5th or 6th row, equivalent to that, in that open floor where you just stand, that's the best way to go to concerts. I can't stand concerts with seats. Give me a beer in my hand and let me stand and do my air guitar thing, screaming and yelling. They open up with the video intro, tape of Incarnation playing, and it's just KK alone on stage at first, making all those wild, crazy sounds he does, like the beginning of Sinner. That goes on for a good minute. Band comes out, rips into Hellfire Thunderbolt. One of those best elements of classic metal and new style metal merging perfectly here. You know, just a great opener, fist pounder, a headbanger, just a great ass shout along song. I loved it. I can't tell you how much I love that song. And the next one More Shot at Glory from the newer album. Another headbanger. Just what a 1-2 punch to start this show, man. You know, I'm not into newer metal. I have to admit, I just don't even go there yet. You know, not that I'm against it, I just haven't gone. Both of these first 2 albums from KK's Priest are on my list, man. I got to get them at some point. And these were actually my 2 favorite songs of the night. Believe it or not, with all the great Priest stuff coming up to tell you about, these songs were my favorites. Third song in, Tim the Ripper Owens, his signature song, The Ripper. Don't get me started on Sad Wings of Destiny. I think it's one of the best albums ever made. Any genre. Just so damn great. Really good version of The Ripper. It's a hair slower than the original. It sounds totally killer. Reap the Whirlwind, another newer one from these guys. I think it might even be a single. Not sure about that. Probably my 3rd favorite song of the night, though. Again, man, these new songs are doing it for me. This one's not as good as those first 2. You know, Hellfire Thunderbolt or One More Shot at Glory. But it was really good. I'm starting to really like it more and more. I heard it about 4 or 5 times now. So, solid one there. Some classic 90s Priest, Nightcrawler, and then Burn in Hell. You know, I was out of the game with Priest by the time Ram It Down came down. Much less Painkiller and stuff. I know Painkiller's got a lot of fans. It's okay. I don't not like it, but I don't love it either. So these songs were cool. Actually, this is a perfect situation for me. You know, someone who's not really into that album, doesn't play it much. I don't mind hearing songs like that in this kind of context, you know. I mean, when else am I going to hear it? I don't play the album much. So it's kind of cool, even though I don't love these songs. Into a total classic, Beyond the Realms of Death. Man, I only started appreciating this song in the last 5 or 10 years myself. And I had those 70s albums back in the 80s. But some of them I just didn't get like saturated into the way I did with others, you know. The song sounds great, sounded great live. Hell Patrol, again, not great Judas Priest to me, but again, interesting to me in that I don't play this album, you know. So, combination of originals here that are really good or excellent. Some classic 76 to 80 Priest. Really nothing from 81 to 86 here. Or even 88. It's all just 90s and old Priest, which is kind of a cool combo, you know. Brothers of the Road is next, another newer one. It's okay, not bad, probably my least favorite of the night. It's almost a little more classic rockish than anything else they played that night. But still metal, just a little more of a commercialized metal sounding song. Then things get real for me. All right, one of my favorites of all time from Priest, the Green Manalishi with the 2-prong crown. Man, I got to admit, this song went over my head when I just had the album until I saw them do it on Live Aid. And I recorded that, replayed that section, of course, a bunch of times that summer. And man, I just totally got into it, totally fell in love with that song from the Live Aid performance. Great tune, solid version, real green smoke effects going on around the band at the time. Breaking the Law, really good version. Of course, it's probably my least favorite song here. It's just, one of those getting a little overplayed type of things. But it was still cool. Still had a great time watching it, singing along with it. Awesome time. Victim of Change is next. They do this song really, really good. What else can you say? It's Victim of Changes, man. You know it rolls. First encore, Strike of the Viper, another newer song, and another pretty damn good one. I put this right alongside of Reap the Whirlwind. Not top tier, newer stuff, but right there with it, just a hair behind it. And then Raise Your Fists to end the night. Both of those last two songs really good. Overall, man, awesome show. It's a really cool venue. I hate shows with seats, like I said, so it's open floor all the way around. Side sections are also open floor style. There might have been some kind of VIP seating off in the back corners. I couldn't really tell. There were upgrades available. I didn't even look into it. Maybe next time I'm there, I'll check into that. Absolutely loved it. KK Downing, Tim the Ripper Owens, AJ Mills is your other guitarist, Tony Newton's the bassist, and Sean Elg the drummer. I know that originally Les Binks was involved with this band for a couple years, and he's, I think, still listed as a member on their website. They say they're not ruling out him occasionally making gig appearances, so that would be cool to see him sometime. Also just read online, they're planning more US dates for this year. I recommend you see these guys for every reason I just gave you. The newer stuff's great. That 90s Priest and classic Priest. Handful of 76 to 80 songs, which is just great. So I'm going to be seeking out these albums by KK's Priest. I don't have them yet. This gig convinced me to go get them, this is why bands tour, right? Promote new albums. I think I'm down with them. At some point, I'll reel them in there. Next up on Classic Rock and Metal Review, Federico, here comes your mammoth concert video episode. And it is going to be a long one. It's probably looking at like an hour long. So I wanted to get this one out of the way before I take up all my camera space on that show. All right, guys, also the April schedule's coming up. Let's see what's cranking next month on Classic Rock and Metal Review. Guys, there's an Angry Osprey in the house, and he's actually very friendly. My new favorite go-to beer. Everyone have a great friggin' day. I'll see you next time. Video episode next. Tune into that one. It's awesome. And some KK's Priest to talk about with that. Cheers.